Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Karina Burgess. I am an enrolled agent by the Internal Revenue Service. And today we're almost at the end of 2024. And what I want to do for you guys today is to share a very important form that you need to be aware of just in case you have had any changes in your life, such as a marriage, a divorce, social security stuff going on, anything like that. You've moved, you had military obligations, and now you're relocated someplace else. These are all important reasons to use this form. Another blanket form reason to use it is you move from street A to streets over, you need to update the IRS. And why is this? So I work mostly, our firm is focused mostly on tax resolution. And one of the things that we run into with dealing with the Supreme Court, dealing with the IRS, is that people don't always have their last known address on file. And so the taxes that the penalties, the taxes that they owe, the penalties and interest that accrues does not, it doesn't stop just because you didn't put your right address in. Okay. So that's something I need you to take into consideration as you go through this. You're actually helping yourself reduce potential penalties and interest by just having this form updated with the IRS. Okay. So I've gone ahead and pre-filled most of this form for you. What I want to explain each and every step of this form for you so that you're better able to use it. Because as we go into filing season 2025, then I want you guys to be able to use this information, not wait on somebody to figure it out for you or do it for you or wait on penalties, interest, or anything like that. This is something that you could do on your own. So let's dive in. So the form is pretty self-explanatory. It has just a few steps. So step one, which I went ahead and checked, it says this form is for individuals, income tax, individual income tax return in the 1040 series. So the 1040, 1041, if you're in Puerto Rico, if you're a senior, if you're a non-resident, this form is the form that you want to use. Okay. And so the next thing that's right under it, which is we're going to use on this particular form and this particular example is if you filed your 2023 tax return with a different spouse than what you currently have right now, you need to fill this form out and send it over to the IRS. And here's why. You don't want your information lost or sent to your ex, okay, for any kind of reason about anything. If you're divorced and you're no longer with that person, you want to be able to separate your finances 100%. It definitely lowers your stress, if nothing else, okay? So if you are have a new spouse that you, even if you didn't get divorced and you just married somebody new. So if you've always filed single or always filed head of household and now you're married and you have a spouse, then this is a form that you want to use, especially if you guys are moving to a new address. So number two, we're going to bypass because we're not talking about gift and estate, things like that. I had a client that he passed away within 4 months of me taking the case on. And what we had to do is we had to fill out his name here and we had to put his social security number in so that we could get his heirs to do business with the IRS with all the things that we're working on for that particular case. But we're not doing that. What we're doing here is my man, Stephen Stay, is the client's name. And Stephen just got married to Debbie Stay. Okay, so the backdrop of this story is Debbie just moved from New York and she moved to Florida to live with Stephen. Stephen also moved from Texas to Florida to start his new life over with his new bride. Okay. And so I wanted to, he needs to get his information up to date, and he also needs to make sure that he's locked in, loaded, ready for this filing season. So what we're gonna do is block 3, we have Stephen Stay's name, right? We have his phone number, his social security number, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We also have Debbie V. Stay and her social security number right here, 786757866. So Stephen has never changed his name. His birth name that he was given on his birth certificate at birth was Stephen Stay. No changes, we don't need to address block 5A, right? He's never been married before, okay? So, but his new spouse, he's never been married, but his spouse's name is Debbie. Okay, it's Debbie Viste. So we talked about that right up here, okay? So he never had a spouse before, so we're gonna leave that up there. Debbie's new name is Debbie. Debbie's prior name is Debbie Victim. Okay. So before she married Stephen, her name was Debbie Victim, and that victim name is from a previous marriage. I hope you get my drift and get my humor. Okay. So now that she's married to Stephen, her name is Debbie V. Stay. Okay. So that she could, like use the bitterness and all that as fire instead of getting bitter about it from the divorce and all that. So anywho, so Stephen used to live at 123 Anywhere Street, Yestown, Texas. It's 37809. Debbie, like I mentioned earlier before, used to live at 15 Dirt Road in Dunkirk, New York. Now that they have officially gotten hitched, got married, they're like, Stephen is like, peace out, Texas. I'll see you later. Debbie's like, peace out, New York. We're going to start our new life in Florida. Okay. So this is where they moved their new address and where they want the IRS to send all future correspondence until further notice is 1500 Carnival Drive in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33411. Okay. So at the end of the day, both Stephen and Debbie need to sign. Okay. They both need to sign. Stephen needs to sign here. Debbie needs to sign down there because they're going to be filing their return as married filing joint. Now, on the situation where I talked to you earlier about, having a representative for my client, then that would have been my signature and my title as an enrolled agent and representative for that client. But for you, if this is something that you're just doing for your personal because you just got married, you moved, anything like that, then you just want to make sure that you sign this form. Since we are having this box checked right here, right, under block number 1, then we're going to be sending this form to the Treasury Internal Revenue Service Center in Kansas City, Missouri. This address right here. If you don't have any spouses, anything dramatic like that, and you just move 2 blocks over, you want to make sure you get your stuff in line, and you're located in Florida, then you just need to scroll down a little bit more and then send it to Department of Treasury Internal Revenue Service in Austin, Texas. That's as simple and as easy as it gets. You do not have to pay to submit this form. You just need to submit it over to those addresses. It takes them 4 to 6 weeks to get it updated and to get your mail sent to you where you need to get it. So if you guys have any questions, please do not hesitate to leave them in the comment section. If you need more personalized attention, I do have a link that I'll drop in the description box that you are able to book a one-on-one consult with me. All right. I hope you guys find this helpful. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.